Welcome back everyone, this is Auntie Jennie, and today we're traveling from California to New York City. In this video, I'll be talking about the top things you must do when visiting New York City. And I have my cousin Trisha traveling along with me. After checking into our hotel, we noticed that our hotel room came with a view of the Empire State Building. Check it out by night. And here it is by day. Hi everyone, one thing you need when traveling to New York is this Metro card. This Metro card works for both subways and city buses. It's the most easiest and cheapest way to get around the city. You can purchase a daily pass, a weekly pass, a monthly pass, and you can even pay as you go. I know that there's a lot of different ways of getting around the city, like by taxis, Ubers, and Lyfts. But if you want to go the cheap way, this is the way to go. And both Trish and I purchased the weekly pass, and it was only $30.
Hi, we're at Carlos Bakery Shop.
Have you ever watched the television show Cake Boss? Well, here's none other than Carlos Bake Shop, known for their cakes and cannolis. Now, this is not the original location. It's actually located in Hoboken, New Jersey. Everything looks so good that it was hard to choose.
We've got croissants and cannolis. What is it? The croissant. Croissant. Filled with filling. Like Cool Whip type of thing. I'm sorry, custard.
Okay, so we're here at Carlos Bakery, and I'm eating their famous cannoli.
What's the filling taste like? Like custard? Like a mixture of custard and like cream cheese almost. Good.
And if you're a big fan of the bake shop, there are plenty of merchandise for you to purchase. So stop in because, well, you're familia. Our next stop is Statue of Liberty. If you're on a tight budget, you can take the Staten Island ferry that circles around Liberty Island, and it's free. We're going to the Statue of Liberty. Otherwise, you can purchase tickets as both a combination of Ellis Island and Liberty Island, where the Statue of Liberty is located. By ferry, you have a picture-perfect view of the city skyline of Manhattan. Manhattan City seems so far away. Here are some fun facts about the Statue of Liberty. Did you know that it was a gift from the French people to the United States? And when the Statue of Liberty first arrived from France, she was the color of a shiny new penny. It took roughly 20 years for the Liberty to patina to the greenish blue hue you see today.
Hi, I'm Auntie Jennie. And I'm Auntie Trisha. And we're at the Statue of Liberty.
And did you know that Statue of Liberty is actually a nickname? She had many different nicknames like Everybody's Gal, America's Freedom, America's Great Lady, but the real name that the sculptor gave is called Liberty Enlightening the World. Another fun fact about the Statue of Liberty is the statue is actually modeled on a real person. The sculptor Frederick Bartholdi used his mother Charlotte as an inspiration. And if you look very closely, the spikes radiating from her crown aren't a part of the crown. They are meant to be a halo that represents the world's 7 seas and continents. Take advantage of the gift shop and the cafe located on Liberty Island. And this lemonade is seriously a life changer. We are now at the famous Katz Delicatessens, one of New York City's staples. Katz has been operating since the year 1888, and it's been popular among locals and tourists alike for its pastrami on rye. Katz has always supported the American troops. During World War II, they encouraged parents to send a salami to your boy in the army, which became one of Delhi's noted catchphrases. Both Trish and I got a pastrami on rye, and we also got a plate full of cucumbers and pickles. Each week, Katz serves about 15,000 pounds of pastrami, 8,000 pounds of corned beef, 2,000 pounds of salami, and 4,000 hot dogs. That's a lot of meat. One of the main reasons why we came to Katz is because one of my favorite films is When Harry Met Sally, and this is where they filmed the famous deli scene. We are now at the iconic Empire State Building. From 1931 to 1973, the Empire State Building stood as the world's tallest building until the World Trade Center was built. As of today, the Empire State Building stands as the 6th tallest building in the Americas and the 45th tallest in the world. The Empire State Building also has a big impact on pop culture. There are more than 250 movies that contain depictions of the Empire State Building. Some of the movies like An Affair to Remember, Sleepless in Seattle, Independence Day, and even Elf have featured the building. Check this clip out with me in King Kong, another famous film that featured the Empire State Building. The Empire State Building has 103 floors to it, with 6,514 windows. There's also an annual race that starts from floor level to the 86th floor, where athletes have to climb 1,576 steps. And did you know that because of all the businesses that are housed in the Empire State Building, it has its own zip code? It truly is a sight to see the whole Manhattan from the observation deck. Hi everyone, we're at Broadway. We're watching Beetlejuice. One thing you must do when visiting New York City is seeing a Broadway play. During the early 1900s, electric lights and signage were used outside of the theater. These lights were white and extremely bright that illuminated the night sky. As a result, the theater district earned the nickname the Great White Way. Now it's just known as Broadway. Attending a Broadway is just a New York thing to do, and there's over 40 theaters to choose from. 1 out of every 10th person that I saw in New York City was holding a shopping bag from M&M's World, so I had to check it out myself. You can never go wrong with chocolate, especially when it melts in your mouth and not in your hand. And this here was my favorite part about the store. It determined what color M&M I was based on my mood.
We will now determine your current color mood. Your outer shell appears to have become somewhat soft and fleshy, with hair. Please remain still as your candy coating is reconditioned. Please refer to the blue screen to view your current color mood.
I'll take dark green any day. Times Square is a tourist attraction that is adorned with billboards and bright lights. Times Square is so busy that it's considered the world's second most visited tourist attraction, following the Las Vegas Strip. And did you know that Times Square is not shaped as a square, but more like a bow tie? Not only did we experience Times Square, but we experienced the Midnight Moment, which is the world's largest, longest running digital art exhibition synchronized on electronic billboards throughout Times Square, right at midnight. And here's what I got to see around the midnight hour. You can seriously get lost between the moon and New York City. We're now having a late night snack at Gray's Papaya. Gray's Papaya is another New York staple and is a hot dog chain that's open 24/7. One of the main reasons why I came to Gray's Papaya is because of the 1997 movie Fools Rush In. And the price of the hot dogs makes it even better. Another favorite movie of mine is the 1961 film Breakfast at Tiffany's. It is definitely a jewelry store, but really, it's so much more. It felt like a department store where you can get luggages, dishes, and even a bicycle. And the best part about it, it's all Tiffany blue.
Good morning, we're having breakfast at Tiffany's.
Yes, Blue Box Cafe located in Tiffany & Company, where you can literally have breakfast at Tiffany's. The menu is prefixed where you can choose either breakfast, lunch, or afternoon tea. Both Trish and I picked the afternoon tea. And instead of coffee, we both chose the Tiffany blend tea. If you're interested in going to the Blue Box Cafe, I highly recommend making reservations online. We finally made it to Central Park in New York City. Just like the rest of New York City, Central Park has been featured in over 350 films. In just this area of the park alone, I've seen it in films such as Stepmom and even Breakfast at Tiffany's. Central Park is so big that it stretches across 843 acres of land. With such dimension, it's larger than the Vatican City and 6 times larger than Monaco. So Trish and I decided to purchase a pedicab tour guide to help us get around Central Park. And I have to say, it was the best thing we ever purchased that day. The first thing that we got to see was the Balto statue, which is a sculpture of a lead sled dog that raced to deliver medicine saving Alaska's children from diphtheria. Listen to this fun fact from our tour guide.
You know the first name of New York? It was New Amsterdam.
Oh.
Yeah, that year came first. These guys bought island from Native Americans for $24. In 1600 though. And it's called Manhattan because these guys used to wear a hat. It means man with a hat.
That's what Manhattan means.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
We also got to see the bronze statue of Alice in Wonderland. Here is the famous small and literary walk that was featured in the film Made in Manhattan. Here is the famous Bethesda fountain. And you can catch a live show underneath the Bethesda Terrace. And here's another fountain that was used in the opening of the television Friends.
Friends, the proposal bridge.
This building used to be the home of John Lennon and Yoko Ono, and it was also the location where he died. And directly across the street where Central Park is located, you have strawberry fields dedicated to John Lennon. And here's the bridge where they filmed the snowball fight in the movie Elf. We had covered and seen a whole lot within our hour ride. However, there was still more to see in Central Park. Purchasing a carriage ride or even a pedicab ride is the best thing you could do for yourself when touring Central Park. Now, when you think of New York, you think about pizza. And almost every street corner has $1 a slice. And a vacation is not a vacation until you have a slice of life. Pizza's my favorite. I had to get 2 slices. It's now 4 in the morning and Trish and I are headed out to Niagara Falls. Yes, it's going to be a long, long, long drive. We finally made it to Niagara Falls on the New York side, and we're now loading onto the Maid of the Mist. The ferry provides a poncho so that you don't get as wet. We are literally chasing waterfalls, about 3 waterfalls to be exact. The first one is the Horseshoe Falls, second, the American Falls, and the last one, Bridal Veil Falls. Now, if you don't like getting wet, this is not the ride for you. There is no way you can escape not getting wet on this ferry. That is an experience I will never forget. We are now on the observation deck, enjoying the waterfalls and also the scenic view of Canada.
Hey guys, we're at the falls from where are we at? The observation deck. The observation deck. So this is the view. This is the U.S. side.
I know that this day trip to Niagara Falls is off the beaten track from New York City, but if you can and you have the time, I highly recommend that you do so.
Hi everyone, we're at Coney Island.
Coney Island is about an hour ride by subway from New York City.
Hey everybody, welcome to Luna Park. My name is Lou. It's a beautiful day here at Coney Island. See you then.
Now, if you're here to ride the rides, it's highly recommended that you purchase the Unlimited Pass. For children, it's $42, and for an adult, it's $69. You do have the option to pay as you go. However, just know that some rides may cost up to $7 a ride. One of the main reasons why I came to Coney Island is because of the 1979 film, The Warriors. And during the opening credits of the movie, you see the iconic Wonder Wheel.
She risks her life each and every time she comes to the stage here at the Coney Island.
Coney Island also has the last remaining circus sideshows.
We're at the boardwalk.
Did you know that the boardwalk was actually opened on May 15th, 1923, and it was nicknamed Coney Island's Fifth Avenue? There it is, the Atlantic Ocean. And the one thing you must do when you come to Coney Island is grabbing a hot dog from Nathan's Original. Back in 1916, Nathan's began as a nickel hot dog stand in Coney Island. Today, a hot dog now costs $3 to $4, depending on what you want on it. And if you're not a big hot dog fan, no worries. They also serve burgers and seafood. It is our last night in New York City, and we decided to have a nice meal before we go. We had stumbled upon a nice little Italian-style supermarket where you can get fresh meats, fresh pastas and noodles, chocolates, and even coffee. As you walk further into the supermarket, you start seeing signs for a rooftop-style restaurant. And it's by far the prettiest restaurant I've ever been to in my life. Serra, which means greenhouse in Italian, always changes with the season. And for this season, summer, Serra Florita is the flowering greenhouse. And the food is a rustic menu reflective of the Italian countryside. Thank you for watching. I'm so happy that I got to share my New York experience with you. And I hope my video was helpful for you to make that trip over to New York City. And if you really enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. And as always, thank you for watching. This is Auntie Jennie, and I'll see you in a New York minute.